everyone, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Welcome to our value education class. Today we are going to learn lesson number 2, common cause. Let us read the quote. To me, nature is sacred. Trees are my temples. This quote is said by Michael Gorbachev. This famous quote tells us about love for nature that the author feels. Nature is sacred and we should protect it. We should not do anything to hurt it. Now, children, what do you mean by common cause? A common cause is something in common which is accepted by everyone and the working for which will benefit all the mankind. For example, children, if we see many people nowadays come together socially and for the reason of a common cause and protect our environment. Even we know that our India was under British rule. How India got independence from the Britishers and how people came together for this cause to get freedom from the British people. In that, we had seen many famous leaders who struggled for the independence like Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bhagat Singh. Now, we must always respect our environment. We should not cause harm to our environment. It is the duty of everyone, each and every person. It develops a sense of social responsibility. One example I am going to share with you which shows the respect for the environment, and there was a common cause for this. This incident was the Chipko Movement. Are you familiar with this, children? Do you know about the Chipko Movement? Let's see what was the Chipko Movement. The recent Chipko Movement started when the villagers in Uttarakhand region hugged the trees and prevented the men from cutting them down. Chipko means hug or cling. The movement was started by Gaura Devi with the help of other women and little girls. One day, a little girl in the village in Garbal noticed few men with saws and axes widely entering the forest. She went and informed the Gaura Devi. Gaura Devi collected a group of women and the little girls went into the forest and asked the men not to cut down the trees. The men threatened them with guns, but they just clung to trees. Men had to finally leave. Sundarlal Bahuguna is another leader of the modern day Chipko movement. The original Chipko movement or Andolan started in the small village of Rajasthan over 300 years ago in village named Khejadi. The people of this village were called as Bishnois because they loved their trees. Once the ruler of the Mewar set the people to cut the trees. The king needed wood to burn light to be used in construction of new palace. People of Khejadi refused to allow the king's men to cut the trees. They hugged the trees and tried to save the trees. Over 300 people lost their lives. When the ruler of Mewar came to know this incident, he felt very guilty. He immediately passed an order that no one has to cut trees. Children, trees naturally grow in forest. It is our duty to save and preserve them. for the betterment of our environment. This was the example of common cause, how people come together for a cause and fight for that. Now, children, let us read the lesson. Time to start. Do you know what the phrase common cause implies? It means that it's a cause which affects everyone. Does people come together to work for it? For example, all schools work for the common cause of educating each new generation. Our country fought for the common cause of independence. A cause is an idea or a mission which a group of people believe in and support. A common cause is one which is accepted by everyone and the working for which will benefit all mankind. An example of common cause is that of caring for the environment. If the environment is cared for, everyone will benefit from it. If people do not protect the environment, all will suffer as a result. Here, it is a common cause for which everybody must work, that of protecting the environment. Now here children, we have seen what does common cause mean, and here one example of a common cause is shown that we care for our environment. If the environment is cared, then everyone is benefited. For example, children, like we care our environment by not causing any pollution. Then we do not use plastic nowadays. We use it rarely. We try to preserve our environment, trying to protect our environment. Let us read, children. Our country has a culture of respecting nature by worshipping it. This has been a part of our daily living activities. If we just think for a moment, we will realize that every food item comes from nature. Our lives are dependent on nature. If we forget this and destroy nature, we only destroy ourselves in the process. Our country fought for the common cause of independence, that of freeing the country from foreign rule. And it was Mahatma Gandhi's call that brought every right thinking Indian to strive for it. In the United States of America, it was Abraham Lincoln who fought for the establishment of democracy, a common cause because of which today the USA is the leading example of how a democratic system can work effectively. The first this paragraph it is said that how we have to respect our nature, we should not destroy our nature. And in this paragraph, it is said that how Mahatma Gandhi fought for the common cause of independence of our country. And in United States of America, Abraham Lincoln fought for the establishment of democracy. Now let us read further, children. Two stories, one relating to the cause of environment and the other to the cause of freedom, are given in this lesson. The first story makes us think of the many ways in which nature has helped us and therefore it needs to be protected. Don't you agree that protecting the environment is a common cause for which we should all work? The second story is about how a dynamic and dedicated leadership can awaken noble thoughts in every citizen and therefore bring an entire nation work for the cause. Aren't we lucky that today we are living in a free country where democracy works? Come to the next page, children. Now let us read the first story, children. Time to read. A clear goal. Madhuri stood before the crowd of men and women of the tribal village Berga, situated on the fringes of Bakula forest. Children romped around while elders discussed grave issues. Madhuri was trying to understand their woes and discuss the solutions with them. She was a young lawyer who had given up the comforts of a well to do home and was living with the village folks as one of them representing their causes to the government. This time the matter was quite serious. It was one that was going to affect their livelihood, lifestyle, and culture. Also, their very existence. The villagers were all under severe pressure. Now, here, children, there is one lady called Madhuri who has come to the tribal village Bergha, and she is seeing a scene that the children are gathered along with the elders and discussing one issue. Madhuri is also trying to understand the situation, and she is also eager to discuss the solution with them. Why she is eager to do this? Because she was a young lawyer. She was living with the villagers as one of them representing the causes to the government. This time she understood the matter was quite serious because it was going to affect the livelihood, means occupation of the people, lifestyle, means the way of the living of the people and their culture. And the villagers were seen to be under severe pressure. Now let's read further, children. What happens in this story? We are building a road to connect with the national highway, so you will all have to move out of this location to where we shall provide you with pakka houses, was the government order. Certainly not a pleasant news for the villagers who had been living there for generations. Everything there was sacred to them: the trees, the animals, the birds, the gushing streams, and Mansi Devi temple atop the hill. No, we shall not. They all raised their voices in unison. We collect honey, we pluck fruits and berries, we grow our vegetables, we graze our animals. Our children grow on Mother Nature's lap. We can't leave, they firmly announced. Now, here, children, the government is giving the order that we are going to build a road to connect it to the national highway. The government is saying that he will try to move the people to the pakka houses. Now, after hearing this, are opposing government because that place was like a sacred to them. The trees there, the animals there, the birds, the gushing streams, and even the Mansi Devi temple was loved by the villagers there, and they liked that place very much because they have settled there. Villager is saying that no, we shall not leave this place because they get honey, they pluck fruits, berries, they grow vegetables, they even graze their animals, and their children grow on the mother environment, and they will not leave the place. Madhuri listened to the villagers very attentively, and then she began. Let's write out a petition first and hand it over to the collector. If no action is taken, then a small group of our leaders will seek an appointment with the collector and appeal in person. Will that work out? We hear that contractor Shakulnath is behind the whole affair. He wants to make money in the deal, was the worried reaction to Madhuri's suggestions. Now, here the Madhuri is appealing to the villagers that they will write out a petition, means a formal letter to the collector in which they are opposing for the road to be built there in their village. One villager is saying that here one contractor Shakulnath is behind this whole affair and he wants just money in this deal. The group of youngsters are saying there that let's lead a morcha and inform this in a newspaper. Madhuri cautioned them not to act in haste. First of all, she said, let's draw out an alternate plan. You all know the entire area so well. In its every detail, try and find out if a road could still be planned without the need to have it go through our villages. Madhuri warned, if we act in haste, we shall be the losers. Now, here, children, what had happened? That Madhuri is consoling the villagers that let us draw an alternate plan that where we can construct a road in this village without harming the other parts of the village, as they know the entire area so well. The elders, a few women, and one high school boy sat down to sketch the area and look for an easy route for laying the road. Madhuri watched them at work. She did feel the pressure on her, for she knew the villagers had a genuine reason to disagree with the government order. She also understood that the task of getting the change made wasn't going to be easy, with the government on one hand and on the other the craftiness of the contractor. But Madhuri was not the person to lose heart. Her goal was clear: welfare of the people. She went through the plan that the villagers had drawn and made some needed changes here and there. The road was a longer one, but it did not interfere either with the settlements there, nor did it need any drastic clearing of forest. The villagers are planning to draw a map where they are going to show a easy route for laying the road, and even Madhuri knew that it was a genuine reason for the villagers to disagree with the government order. This task wasn't easy for her to handle, but Madhuri did not lose her heart and made her goal clear that she is going to be working for the welfare of the people, and she went through the plan of the villagers which they had drawn. Road which was shown by the villagers was the longer one, but did not interfere with their settlements, and it also did not show any harm to the environment nor clearing of the forest. Come to the next page, children. Getting an appointment with the collector was not difficult, though it took some time. The collector was a decent person who quickly grasped the problem and willingly listened to the villagers. Madhuri stood by only to interpret when needed. The project took months to be cleared, for there were hurdles at every step, but Madhuri pursued with determination to see the happy ending. Now, here, children, it is said that one day Madhuri got an appointment with the collector, and the collector was also a decent person who understood the problem and listened to the villagers and he agreed with them. The project took the months to be cleared, but there were also some hurdles, means obstacles coming at every step. But Madhuri had done a good job for the villagers with a determination and sincerity and got a happy ending. Children, these questions you have to solve yourself today itself. And now here we come to the end of our session. Thank you.